Hello, folks. Good afternoon, and welcome to the DigiPen Show. I'm your host, Doug Zwick. With me in the studio, as always, is my good friend, Ashley Goodwin. Say hello, Ashley. Ashley? Okay, thank you. We're coming to you live from sunny Redmond, Washington, and it actually is sunny this time, unlike last time. We're streaming today from the beautiful traditional land of the first people of Seattle, the Duwamish, the Stillaguamish, and the Coast Salish people, past and present. We honor with gratitude the land itself and these tribes. We have a great show for you. Our guest today is a terrific game designer and good friend of mine, Logan Fieth, so stick around to see him in a little bit. But first, let's say hello to our chat moderator, Digit the Dragon. Hi, Digit. I actually can't even see the chat because I haven't opened the window. This is the kind of professionalism we have around here. All right, hold on. I got to open up it. I got to do this 1 second here. I got to get the chat window. All right, so here we go. This is. Yeah, I know exactly. All right, so hopefully there's just like a ton of spam going on in the chat. You'd love to see that. Let's see. We'll go to the DigiPen TV here. I'll pop out the chat. Where's the button for that? I wish I knew what I was doing. Pop out chat. There it is. Found it. Okay, it was hiding. Now I can close this. Now I have that. There we go. Oh my gosh, look at this. There's a bunch of chat going on. This is awesome. I love it. We already got a bunch of people here. Okay, cool. So anyway, whoops. Get that back. I gotta do this. There we go. Okay, now I can see. All right. So, all right. Well, we got a great show for you. I just mentioned him. We talked about Digit the Dragon. Hello, Digit. Thanks for being there. I really appreciate it. If you're watching, please say hello in the chat. We'd love to hear from you. Looks like a few of you already are. Some of you more patiently than others. I appreciate you being here, Fern GRC. But anyway, we're finally here. I'm glad that you were here before and eagerly anticipating the show to start. Asmi Gamer, good to see you. Starfia, as always, great to see you. Pohung, lovely to see you. It's been a while, hasn't it? Yeah, okay, this is awesome. Dude, Fragonard, lovely to see you. So if you have any questions for Logan, who's coming up on the show here real soon, please feel free to think about them, and you can ask them in the chat whenever you feel like it. If you have any questions for me, I guess you can ask them too. I guess if you have any questions for Ashley, I guess she might respond. I don't know. Anyway, but so let's hear from all of you. Just spam that chat. I want to hear from y'all. Anyway, Ashley, what's going on right now? What's going on in the world here? Can anyone hear Ashley? If you can, I would love it if you could hear Ashley because she's so fun. But nope, I guess you can't hear Ashley. All right, well that's fine. So it's summertime. More or less. We got summer semester going on here. I was going to say that there's a bunch of students in the hallways, but of course there's no one in the hallway. It doesn't look any different here nowadays because everyone's at home. But summer semester's going on here at DigiPen. DigiPen, of course, if you're just tuning in, you don't know what we are. We're the DigiPen Show. DigiPen is a school in Redmond, Washington. We teach people how to make video games. And we're a 4-year higher education institution. So anyway, let's see, what else is going on new? We got Pohung misses Seattle summers. Let me tell you, Seattle summers miss you, Pohung. But anyway, yeah, and we got let's see what else is new. Pokemon Snap, that new Pokemon Snap game. What's it called? New Pokemon Snap, and I got that. I just got that today because I wanted to say I had played it, so I could tell my anecdote about Pokemon Snap on the stream. So I just bought it this morning. I played it for a bit. It's great. I had a great time with that. I took some pictures of some butterflies. It was really nice. And you were just about to say that too about Pokemon Snap, or I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, and so I wanted to tell a quick little story. In my youth, I was a mere child in high school. I went over to my friend's place, and about Pohung. You're Ben. Well, hey, what's up, Ben? Oh yeah, I should have recognized your last name there. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, went over to my friend's place. Her bratty little brother was there, and he was acting all big and tough. And I think the main thing was I think he thought I was like hitting on his sister or something like that. I wasn't, but I think he was being kind of puffing up his chest a bit. And so he was playing Pokemon Snap, and I noticed that he had the Mew stage. This is on the N64 version. He had the Mew stage. He'd gotten to the Mew stage, but he didn't actually like break through Mew's barrier to get a really good picture of Mew. And I told him, I bet you I can just scorch your top score, just blow your top score out of the water on that Mew stage. And he was like, no way you can. And so, of course, I knew what I was doing, and I broke through Mew's barrier was like throw pester balls at it, I think, something like that. And then I, of course, got a beautiful photo of Mew. It just knocked the pants off Professor Oak. He was so blown away by how good my Mew shot was. So, and then, of course, this kid was like, well, he wasn't impressed, but he was actually impressed. So that's my Pokemon Snap story. Thanks so much for listening to that. Anyway, so... let's see. That's enough of that. Without any further nonsense, I think we should get to our guest who's been waiting patiently all this time. Our guest today graduated from DigiPen in 2013 with a Bachelor of Arts in Game Design. He's now a level designer in Seattle working in indie games, where he enjoys creating moody atmospheric games and uncovering game mechanics through prototyping. Please join me in welcoming my friend, Logan Fieth.
Doug, how's it going? Good. Oh, I'm doing great. Thanks for having me. So I recently shipped Superliminal, first-person puzzle game. We shipped on Steam recently, I believe in November. I can't keep track of all the release dates. But originally it was an Epic exclusive. We eventually released on consoles and most recently on Steam. And I... have just been toying around trying to figure out what's next, and I've that's the latest project was Superliminal.
Well, that's a very good project. Hey, real quick here, Ashley, I don't know if you noticed that people in the chat are saying that you fixed it. You're wonderful. You're the best. Thanks so much. All right, so good. That's a very excellent latest project. You should be very proud of that. I played it a little bit, only in the earlier versions of it. I haven't even played much at all of the actual release version of it. So I played back when it was still called Museum of Simulation Technology, and it was fun then. I'm sure it's wonderful now. Okay, cool. We're getting little messages here for status updates on how it's going there. Things seem to be under control now. So anyway, but we're gonna be playing that later on. When I say we, I mean I'm gonna be playing that. I'm gonna be playing all the games today. I'm sorry, Logan. But it's my show, so I get to play. Mom says it's my turn to play. Okay, so I'm going to be playing the games today. But anyway, maybe in the future we can. Pohung says that the museum name was awful. So, I don't know if you agree with that, but
it was. I think. The team had various opinions on it, but I was one of the driving forces behind changing the name.
That's great. Well, so here, Logan, why don't you tell us how it came to be that you got to work on that game?
So I was for those who don't know, Museum of Simulation Technology, like the tech demo for it was bouncing around the internet since like 2014 or something. I remember graduating DigiPen and then like quickly after that seeing that tech demo and being like, wow, this game looks awesome, and then thinking nothing of it later. I just went on with my life, and then I saw another video pop up on Polygon of the game, and it looked like they had improved it a ton. Like, I guess at that point it was just the lead. Albert was the only one working on it at that point. And I just thought it looked amazing at that point. It looked like it was more than just puzzles, like it had a personality to it and that sort of thing. So I actually think I contacted Pohung in the chat. I asked him if he knew this Albert guy that was the lead on the game. And he did, of course, because Pohung knows everybody in the industry.
I think I knew that about Pohung, actually, yeah. So.
Yeah. And he got me in contact with Albert, and Albert was like, yeah, let's set up a video meeting just to see like if you have any ideas, or just to get to know each other. Before the meeting, I just sketched out a ton of ideas because I had a ton of ideas for the game. I was like, this looks amazing. I want to do level design for it. And so I showed up to the meeting with Albert with like pages and pages of sketches of random ideas that like most of them didn't make it into the final game, but I guess Albert thought that showed that I was willing I was already interested. So yeah, from there we worked together like once a week while I was working on Four-Sided Fantasy, and then eventually he moved up to Seattle, so that he was in California. He moved up to Seattle so we could work on it together.
That's right. Yeah, that's wonderful. You know, so those in the audience who are familiar with your work probably know that you worked on games like Four-Sided Fantasy, which is a successful Kickstarter from that was just after you graduated, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was pretty quickly after I graduated. I did the Kickstarter in 2014.
And that was based on an earlier student game. And we're going to be playing Four-Sided Fantasy and the game it's based on the stream in a little bit here. But that was very similar in style. And then that was a interesting puzzle game with all kinds of like creative mechanics that kind of... Do people like to use the word mind-bending with the kind of puzzles? Yeah, you're nodding your head. Exactly. Yeah. But there's some mind-bending. You know, it's important to bend your mind, by the way, because... especially as you approach the middle age, your 30s and 40s, your mind kind of loses some of its flexibility, and you have to make sure you bend it so that you can continue to bend it healthily in the future. Because otherwise,
exactly,
so it's really good to play games like Four-Sided Fantasy and Superliminal. And then, of course, also while you were at DigiPen, you were on the team for Perspective, and as it happens, we happen to have someone here in the chat. Pohung was on that team as well, right? So. But Perspective is another one of those mind-bending puzzle games, and so whenever you see a game out there that's a mind-bending puzzle game, do you think, okay, I got to talk to those people because I got to get on that team?
Yeah, that's pretty much. I'm actually thinking about it now, and it's weird how the fourth wall to Perspective it was a similar path from Four-Sided Fantasy to Superliminal because. When I was working on the fourth wall, the Perspective team got in contact with me to see if I wanted to work on Perspective.
That makes sense.
And then I did. So
makes a lot of sense. Yeah, that's really cool. So let's see. I had a question. I forgot it. This is how it goes when you don't write your things down. This never happens to Stephen Colbert. I guarantee it. But okay. Well, let's talk a bit actually about. Okay, here we go. Let's talk about little baby Logan as a DigiPen student. So here's what I want to know. You're now known for being a game designer who works with puzzle games and creates puzzle games and puzzle mechanics. Is that something you always saw yourself doing? How early did you think you wanted to do that? And sub-question, is it actually the thing you want to do, or is that just kind of a facet of what you want to be?
I think I kind of lucked into it or evolved into it. I didn't set out with like puzzle games I want to make in mind. I think it's a case of, like the different types of players, of like discovery players versus like achievers and that sort of thing.
Of course I do, but why don't you talk to the audience about that?
Sure. I mean, it's questionable. Some people argue whether it's actually a good way to categorize players, but there's 4 ways you can categorize players. It's achiever, discovery, socializer, and then there's one more. I forget the last one. But the point. Go ahead.
Was it the kind of person who wants to mess with other people? Is that one of them?
I think that might be
like the trolls and the griefers.
Yeah. I think that's the last one. But anyways, it's basically the four types of players, and discovery is the one that I definitely am. Like, I lean towards discovery, which means you're into exploring in a video game, like physically in a 2D or 3D space, but it also means
the space, right? The space of the game.
Yeah. You're also exploring everything they made, the creators made. So you want to see all the weapons, you want to see all the boss fights, you want to see to the end of the story.
Exactly.
And I found that I approach games that way. Like, I get bored with playing games, so I just want to make more of my own, essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's how I kind of think about it, and I think puzzle games are a good avenue for that, because, like, with the fourth wall, I came up with the mechanic and I was like, oh, that's weird. I don't know how that's gonna work. I have to prototype this. I can't just like come up with puzzles in my head. I need to actually make this and see what happens, For
sure. Yeah. We have a question here from the chat. It says, what program did you do at DigiPen? And so I know the answer, but why don't you go ahead and talk about that for a sec?
Yeah. I was a Bachelor of Arts in game design. And I wasn't an artist. I barely passed my art classes.
Hey, you recently posted some pictures on Facebook of the drawings you found from your old.
Yeah.
They were pretty cool. I don't know about not an artist, but anyway.
But I liked art more than I liked programming, so I went into the art side because I'm stubborn, and I was like, I'm gonna get a game design degree, even if I have to do these drawings that I don't necessarily want to do.
And I think, back when you were a student, and of course I also studied Bachelor of Arts Game Design, the same as Logan. I was a couple of years after Logan. But back in, and I'm sorry to interrupt you, I want to jump in with this for a second, because back then, when we were students there, in that program, there actually was a bit of emphasis on art. Like, you actually did want to there were art classes you took. But nowadays, the A in Bachelor of Arts, this stands for like liberal arts. Like, it's like a broader, as opposed to science, as opposed to the, Bachelor of Science. And so it's basically just like not a computer science degree, but it's game design. And I want to mention that for the audience who might be curious about this, because it's not an art degree. I'm not sure nowadays. I think you don't actually have to take any art classes anymore, which is fascinating. Because when we were, students here, you did. So, but it's basically just, I want to say that it's changed a lot. Not only since I graduated, but even more so since you graduated. It's changed a lot, in my opinion, for the better in a lot of ways. And so, but anyway, and why don't we go ahead and get into some of the games? Let's go ahead and start. We enough chat. Let's start playing.
Sure.
So, all right. So we're going to begin with a non-DigiPen game, because that'll let us have a longer flow into the action here. So I'm gonna let's see, find this thing over here. Okay, here we go. So the first game we're gonna play is called Superstar Enjoyer. So here we go.
Yes.
Why don't you set this game up, Logan?
Yeah. Me and Doug and a group of other people worked on this game together for a game jam. And it was a game jam that I hosted that was all about ridiculous game prompts that you didn't choose. You were given a random one. And our prompt was bullet heck, like bullet hell, but more wholesome or something like that. Yeah, and this was a ton of fun to work on. But essentially the idea is that you're colliding with these stars, and you have to make constellations with like-colored stars. And then you hit spacebar to launch it up, and you're pushing back this meteor that's coming down at you. And the idea is the larger constellation you make, the more it's going to push back the meteor. And we came up with this system where we had our artist Nadia draw up all these creatures.
I lost it.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
That are the constellations, and we came up with a name randomizer. And the longer, the
The
bigger
more
your
stars you get in
constellation
your,
is.
yeah, exactly. And the more like
Yeah,
links you have also, like it's kind of a interestingly like a depthy system that led to like how many adjectives get added to the name of the constellation and stuff like that.
yeah. So if you have
cool.
a huge constellation, then you have a really long name for the constellation, like the worshipped pharaoh,
Yeah, right.
which is apparently a giraffe. Um,
And the tasty
we were
OP deity.
But yeah, our idea for this was kind of like, you could argue that a lot of constellations don't actually look like what they're supposed to look like.
Yeah,
So we don't actually map anything to any constellation shape. We just randomize it.
That's right.
Yeah. But
And
Doug, you did the music on
So
this.
I did the
correct?
music and the sound effects for this game, and
Yeah.
like let me actually here. I'm gonna go ahead and wait a little longer. You're trying to like push back this comet, right? So the longer you wait, further it comes down. So now see it switched to the crisis mode music here. So
Oh, nice.
I love this tune. I'm so disappointed that this only shows up when you're like really close to the comet like this, you know. So, anyway, so
Yeah, but yeah, go ahead.
well, so let's get questions here. So I'm gonna hang out in the corner and cheese the game like this while I look at the chat questions here. Can you not hear the music? Wait,
Oh, no.
Can they not hear the music? Lalume just says, "Is there supposed to be music we can hear?" There is supposed to be music we can hear. Let's see if we
Doug,
can get
great job on the music.
Trust me, it's like Mozart and Bach had a baby. It's wonderful. But okay, multiple people in the chat are saying they can't hear it.
Fixed.
It's fixed. Can you hear it now?
Should be.
All right. Well, there we go. Music. Yeah,
Thank
not a note out of
you.
place. Thanks, Ben. Okay, I better play again. So first of all, we're gonna touch this comet here. You see, even if you fail, it's actually just cosmic friendship all along. That's the thing. That's thanks to Terrence, our other artist on the project, who wanted to make sure that it's like, when the player loses, they're gonna feel bad, you know. I'm like, well, no, it's okay. You were friends with the comet all along, you know. That was the thing. So, I'm gonna play again just so we can see more of the constellation, so we can audience actually hear the music. So here we go.
Sure.
So why don't you talk for a bit about the like, I want to hear a bit about specifically the space that we did that game jam in.
Oh, sure. Yeah. So I still work there. It's just we moved offices. So I work out of a co-working space in Seattle called Indy's Workshop, and we used to be down right next to Safeco Field. And it was basically this big giant warehouse that we turned into an office space. It used to be like a t-shirt printing warehouse or something like that. And it was great for events. So we hosted this game jam there, and it was a lot of fun because I don't know how many people. I don't remember how many people signed up. But
It was
there
quite
were
a few. There were like 20 teams or
10 or
something.
15, 20 teams, something like that.
It was cool.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I want to
Basically
find
a
a chance.
who's who of Seattle Indies, wasn't it? I mean, it was like
Yeah, pretty much. And I want to find a chance to do something similar again, but we're not at that space anymore, so it's hard to do something similar.
Did I talk to you about this idea I had for a game jam where it would basically be like a WarioWare game jam where
I think so.
Yeah, you would have everyone is given the same Unity project that their game has to fit in, and then you just like the people who are organizing the jam just assemble all the games together in one big WarioWare style game, and you're essentially creating mini games for the larger game. I think that'd be so much fun. So
Yeah,
maybe we can.
It'd be a nightmare to coordinate, but it would be a lot of fun.
Hey, if it's someone else's nightmare, then I don't care, right? So
Exactly.
maybe in the future on our show we can organize a game jam or something like that. That'd be kind of cool, and then we can get that to happen. So anyway, well, I want to give props here to the team. This was on this project here. This was me and Logan did this with. I mean, I shouldn't really emphasize my contribution besides music and sound on this one, but Logan, Ray Grice, Terrence Tolman, me, Nadi Karim, and Amanda. And we're all involved in this. It was just a blast. I think that we really worked really hard on that, and there was some. I think the kind of typical thing you get with staying up really late, working really hard in a game jam, where you like get really tunnel vision and antisocial, and people say, "Hey, can you do this thing?" And you're like, "Nah," and then so that was a lot of fun.
I'm still amazed that we made it in like 48 hours or whatever the game jam was. It's crazy.
That was super great. Let's move on to another game. Actually, maybe a couple questions from the chat here, but one that was mentioned earlier was does it actually take into shape or take the shape into account when picking the animal? And I'm pleased to say absolutely not. It does not have any bearing at all on the picture it chooses.
And we talked about that, like when we were working on it, we were like, oh man, okay, it might be fun to come up with like an algorithm of like, oh, if it's kind of this shape, then it's this animal. And then somebody brought up like, well, we don't need to actually do that. We can just fake it or just like make it completely random.
Because you look in the sky and it's always like, the rhino, and it's just like 2 stars. And it's just like, okay, thanks. So, all right, we'll go ahead and exit that game and move on to the next one. So the next thing we have for you, we're finally going to move on to Logan's DigiPen library. And so obviously what we want to do is probably his biggest masterpiece.
Yeah, the big hitters right here. Is it on stream?
All right, music is go. So
Cool.
This is Duck. So Logan, why don't you tell us the story of Duck?
So I had a story, I think it was third year of DigiPen. I had a story, like, writing class. And we had an assignment to make a small game in, like, 3 weeks or a week or something like that. It was a very short amount of time, especially with all the other DigiPen stuff going on. And the assignment was basically, like, have a focus on a story. And I was very uninspired, and I couldn't come up with much. And I like ducks, so I thought it would be fun to just make a game about a duck's life. And I had recently played the game Passage, so that's why I went with this aspect ratio. I thought traveling from left to right was a cool little thing. I found some music on the DigiPen network, the audio network of DigiPen, and just felt inspired to make this game about this jaunty duck living his life.
Her life, I think.
Oh yeah.
So now's the challenge, right?
Yeah.
I gotta be really careful here.
And it doesn't checkpoint, so you gotta be careful, and it can hit the baby ducks.
All right, we are good.
Nice.
We are clear.
But yeah, I was happy with how it turned out, because it's just bizarre, especially with the music.
Yeah.
But I think I got like a C or something on the assignment. It didn't fit the assignment very well, because there's not really much of a story.
What class was that again? What class was that for?
I think it was like English 310 or something like that. Right. English 301 something. Jen Sward taught the class, and it was a fun assignment to make, but I didn't do very well.
And then here we go. It's the circle of life, right?
The circle of life. It just loops.
It just loops and loops. So I actually have an anecdote. You told me this, and I'm going to share this with the audience here. So if I'm getting this right, you can correct me where I'm wrong in the story, but you made this game. You knew you wanted to have a quack sound. And just to answer the questions from the audience here, yes, I can press a button to quack. It's very important.
Very important, yeah.
So you knew you wanted to have a quack sound, so you found this quack.mp3, right? And you put that in the game. And then later, you're like, okay, I need to add music to the game. So you found this MP3 for this music you liked, and you dropped it in, and Game Maker was like, no, you can't play 2 MP3s at the same time. And you're like, oh, okay, well, I'll just bring in the music as a WAV file instead. So you have quack.mp3, which is like a tenth of a second long, and then you have this song right here, which is actually a WAV file in the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And basically, in my opinion, that's emblematic of I think your approach to game design, because if that were me, I'd be like, okay, put the brakes on until we fix that problem. But really, that didn't affect the game. No one would know that.
Yeah.
The teacher grading the assignment doesn't know that, right? So that's your way of saying, look, I'm going to fix what needs fixing, and I'm going to move forward, right? So that's kind of a nice thing to keep in mind. But I always thought it was so funny that you're just like, oh, it's too late. I've already put in Quack, so we got to bring in the music as a WAV file, which is probably like 10 times larger in file size. So
yeah, you gotta make it hacky any way you can.
Yeah, exactly.
All the player cares about is the end result. So
that's right. So let's see here. Some questions from the audience here. People are going nuts in the chat about this duck game. But Lalume says, wow, this duck is far more successful than I am, and she's only been alive for a minute or so. So I guess so. I kind of feel that way too myself. But this was an English class, yes. Mikador says, I'm like 90% sure this game is the direct sequel to God of War. Do you have anything to say about that? It is true, right? This was actually a sequel to...
Yeah, I mean, it's a spiritual successor. I couldn't get the license for God of War,
That's
but
right. That's right.
I love God of War, so I wanted to make a God of War spiritual successor too. So the duck's name is Kratos. So.
Okay, wow. Okay, you heard it here first, folks. I didn't know that, so that's...
He is Kratos Reborn.
Exclusive trivia here. This is great. So, and then 18 says you're still a junior in high school, but you made this for an English class at DigiPen, and yeah, he made it for an English class at DigiPen. This is the kind of thing. I think maybe that English class would probably now be actually a game design class. I don't know exactly which class that was, but there's been some shifting around of what classes were what, and we actually have design classes now. So.
Yeah, I remember it was a English class like writing specifically for games because Jen, the professor Jen Sword, she had worked on I believe LucasArts games that were well renowned, and so she had us do a lot of assignments that were specifically writing for games. So
there you go. Okay, so a couple more questions and then we should move on to a different game. What's your favorite part of the duck game? And Lalume wants to know from both of us. I'll go first because mine's less important. My favorite part of the duck game, I think, is I really like making the egg hatch. It's a stupid answer because it's the first thing you do, but it feels good to every time you press one of the direction buttons, it just kind of shifts the egg a little bit. It makes a little sound effect, and then you do it a few times, and then the duck busts out. I like that a lot. So,
my favorite part is that when you quack, if you hit spacebar, his leg shifts just a tiny bit. He's doing a little leg shimmy.
That's very good. All right. Well, let's see. Let's move on here.
All right.
All right. Also, Lawful Wood wants to know when we'll be getting the official duck lore book. I think that's...
I mean, I worked on a Duck 2, a sequel. I'm not joking, but I scrapped it. I didn't release it.
Someday.
Yeah,
if we get this video up to 100,000 likes, then just keep on going. I think the next one we want to move to was another student game of yours, and it's a classy little title known as. You gotta wait for it to load here. Let's take a second. The Fourth Wall.
Yeah.
So, just give it a sec here. Here we go. All right. Team Pig Trigger. It's been a while since I heard that name. I can actually full screen this one.
Oh, cool. I forget the hotkey for Game Maker full screen.
So, Logan, I want to show you, before I even get into the game, I want to show you a bit of trivia I learned about this game. You have the rain particle effect there, right? If I pause the game, the rain keeps appearing at the top there. But it's paused, so DT is 0, so it just stays there. And then when I unpause the game, all the raindrops fall at the same time.
Yeah.
Did you know about that?
I believe so. Another little fun trivia fact is I built this with controllers in mind, but before I shipped it, I couldn't get controllers completely working, but it was so tied into the controls that I couldn't remove controller support completely.
Oh.
So if you have a controller plugged in, like a week before ship, I made this decision. it just has a countdown. When you enter the game, it has a countdown that says, "Please unplug your controller," and it quits in 5 seconds. That was my solution for getting you to not.
It's elegant. You know, at least it doesn't make you wonder what's going on. So,
yeah.
All right. Well, let's.
I think it like messed up the animations or something if you had a controller plugged in.
All right. Well, let's set things up here. So, I mean, I guess it sort of speaks for itself a little bit here. But we have a village. Looks like I'm some kind of traveler. I got my bindle on my stick here. So I guess I'll just start playing. You can provide any kind of commentary you want while I play, and I'll do the same. So
so this was kind of my baby at DigiPen. I made the first version of this in a prototyping class where we had to make a prototype a month. The first one was puzzle game, so I made the first version of this for the puzzle game. And the core conceit, as you can see here with Doug playing, is that it's all about screen wrap. And I was, even though Pac-Man is like the one everyone knows, I was inspired by VVV. There was a section where there was screen wrap, and you had to find the exit that didn't make any sense for it to screen wrap. And I was just like, oh, that'd be interesting if you could turn screen wrap on and off at any time.
I remember that stage. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Oh yeah, I forgot the jump was so high.
It's a really high jump. Yeah, it's kind of satisfying how high it is. After the original prototype, I really liked what I had going. So for the 6th prototype, for the prototyping class, we got a choose your own prototype assignment. And I asked my professor, I was like, oh, do you think it'd be cool if I continued working on that 4th wall idea? He was like, I don't know, would it be cool? So I set out to prove to him that it would be cool. Who was that?
So James Portnow, the prototyping professor. And so I worked on it for that. And then I still enjoyed what I was working on. So I kept working on it over the summer with the goal of submitting it to competitions.
And so,
and then
was this your your game project at some point, or?
I don't think it ever was. I think I was just doing it basically in my free time over the summer because I wanted to submit to festivals. But I don't know if it ever was my game project. But anyways, yeah, I submitted festivals, got into the indie game challenge, which doesn't exist anymore. And then eventually released the full version, and people seemed to dig it.
Yeah, it's a fun game. I mean, I know that like certainly among my friends, because so when I entered as a freshman, it was me, a bunch of my friends, me, Alec, who I think is in the chat here, we had Davis, we had a bunch of us. We all really liked to play this game, whenever you had it in playtesting club. So we played it a real lot. And can you moonwalk? You used to be able to moonwalk in this game. I feel like.
Yeah. Real life or in the game?
Like I can walk in place.
I think you can.
Yeah.
It's tricky to do the moonwalk. You can do the walk in place.
Yeah, I don't know if I can get myself to move backwards, but anyway. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. So because I can move slowly, but I can move without an animation. It's great. Anyway, so okay, and then why don't you give a couple shout outs about this game? I mean, the art is beautiful, the pixel art is really nice, and I think that you had a couple artists on this team, didn't you?
Yeah. So Amalekai and Corinne, Amalekai, Zachariah, and Corinne Snow were the artists on it, and then I had Jordan Hemingway do the music for it. and Alec in the chat did the ending theme song.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That's right.
Yeah. People may know Jordan. He created Nitronic Rush. He worked on Nitronic Rush and then Distance.
That's right. I forgot about that connection too. That's kind of neat. So
yeah,
I think I probably assumed that MJ did the music just because he does the music for everything. But that's cool.
Yeah.
All right.
And I was Jordan was a year above me, and that whole team was like so cool working on Nitronic Rush. So me approaching him, I was very intimidated when I approached him to ask him to do the music.
I bet.
So I forget. I might have asked MJ at some point, but he might have been too busy or something like that. There was probably a reason. Yeah.
So here is this mechanic. There's a pig here, and much like in real life, when the pig touches you, you get launched dozens of feet up into the air. So can you explain why you chose this specific pairing of mechanic with, the sprite?
It's been a while. I think it might have been Corinne came up with it because I knew I wanted like a bouncy platform that moves. And our team was Team Pig Trigger, and pigs are like round and squishy, so that makes sense, right?
I mean, why not? Like, it works perfectly fine. It's like, it's one of those things where it's like, you may as well just go ahead and do that. Let's see.
Yeah.
So I'll probably play just one more level here. We'll move on, but keep going.
Okay. Yeah, there were a lot of interesting. And then the pigs just go into the spikes and die.
Oh God, it's brutal. This game
they hop on the lava too. I love that.
It is, yeah. I love that. It's great.
But
see, look at this. See now the blood's gonna be on my hands because I'm holding the screen wrap, waiting for that pig. As soon as I let go, oh God, I feel terrible.
The classic trolley problem right there.
Exactly. And the cannon has a pig picture on it. That's kind of fun.
Yeah. There are a lot of interesting art choices to be made because like the choice of it being a wizard was like, okay, how do you even like the screen wrap mechanic doesn't even make sense. So like, what do you? Oh, it's a wizard. Well, it's a wizard. He does magic. He does magic to do that. So there are a lot of interesting.
Whoa! What did I do?
In that way. Oh, you sent the pig flying.
I guess
he's coming back.
Come back, but it's gonna be a while before it gets back. Can I even finish the? I can if I'm careful. I can.
Yeah, I think you can. Yeah.
Let's go over here. Oh no! We're good.
It's so close. Oh,
saved.
Oh, you got this.
There we go.
Nice.
All right, I'm gonna go through this door, and we're gonna move on to the next game. But check this game out. It's really fun. I mean, this is why I've played like maybe 40% of it right now.
Yeah, it's real short. Yeah.
But also, I mean, there's plenty more. So there's a lot of neat puzzles that go here. So I really enjoyed this game a lot. So let's go ahead and exit that. So the natural progression here, the next place to go from there is obviously Four-Sided Fantasy.
Yeah.
So that is a Steam game. I'm gonna find. All right. So who is Serenity Forge?
So that was the publisher.
Okay.
So for this game, I met these guys in Colorado. I have family in Colorado, so I was visiting in Colorado and was showing this game at Comic-Con, I think, Denver Comic-Con. And to back up a little bit, this was a Kickstarter game. I kickstarted it in 2014, successfully kickstarted. And when I met these guys, Serenity Forge, they were fans and backers of the game, and they're like, oh, we like this game, and I went and saw their stuff because they were showing at Comic-Con as well, and liked their stuff, and we just kept in contact, and eventually I needed a publisher, and they had a great deal, like they had a great offer, and so I just signed up, and
that's terrific.
We shipped the game.
So
somehow.
when you did the Kickstarter, you did that knowing that like one of the next steps was going to be you got to go find a publisher somehow. Was that one of the things you knew?
Yeah, I had it in mind, but part of the reason I did the Kickstarter was because I didn't really know how to find a publisher or talk to
It's
publishers
great for
or
publicity,
anything.
right?
Yeah, yeah. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna do a Kickstarter and take it from there. The Kickstarter wasn't enough money to fund development for the whole development,
Right.
so I was like, okay, I got to figure out something here at some point. Um, but yeah, I did the Kickstarter and then yeah, met those guys and I signed the deal with them pretty late in development because I was able to fund most of it. But near the end, I was like, oh man, I need to finish this thing, but
Yeah.
I'm all out of money.
So we could talk quite a bit. Actually, we could have probably a whole show on Kickstarters in general. But like choosing how much to ask for is a huge, like, puzzle game in itself, isn't it? Like because, like you just said, it wasn't enough to pay for the whole development of the game. If you asked for enough to pay for the whole development of the game, it would be really hard to get funded, right? So you have to know exactly how much to ask for. If you lowball it, you can't do anything with the money because you didn't get enough money. If you highball it, no one's going to fund it. So you got to find just the right number to go for. So it's good. It's excellent that it's a really good success story here because you got enough money to get going with it, get the attention of people who had, the funds that they could help you with, and then that's how you got going. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it was a scary process. Lots of luck involved, I think. Oh, I did put a level select in this. Okay,
well, you did, but that's because because I've played this game before, right? So I'm using my cloud save from Steam, but okay. I'm going to start from the beginning here. While I play, in the chat here, Escoville is asking Kickstarter money versus publisher money. Thoughts? So that's a very vague question. I'm going to leave it to you to interpret that and speak all you will. So.
Sure. Yeah, before I answer that, I'll just set this up real quick.
Oh yeah, please do. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. So this was me wanting to make a spiritual successor to the Fourth Wall, which we just saw, and because I still had some ideas that I wanted to improve upon it with, and one of those ideas was a completely different art style, complete opposite direction of instead of gray and drab, I wanted colorful and full of sharp lines and lots of color. But yeah, you'll see the differences in the new changes as Doug plays. But to answer that question, Kickstarter money versus publisher money, I think Kickstarter money is potentially really scary because publisher money, you at least have it in a contract of what happens if you don't ship the game, or like what happens if things go wrong. Whereas Kickstarter money, if you don't ship the game, that can get really prickly because people could get really mad at you, understandably. And I gave it my all to ship this game because I knew I just had to make, like, not because I was worried of repercussions, but just because I promised a Kickstarter game, I had to get it out there. So I made a lot of sacrifices. Like my parents are nice enough that they let me live with them for a little while I was developing this. Some of the apartments I was living in were very, very cheap, and that sort of thing. So with Kickstarter, it's risky because even if you ship it, you have to make a lot of sacrifices. Whereas a publisher, they take a cut, and I would say publisher. I mean, either way, Kickstarter money or publisher money, it's like at least 6 months from starting to think about that idea to actually getting any money.
Yeah.
Because a Kickstarter, you have to prepare a ton of stuff, like your pitch or whatever, and publisher money.
Jump in real quick and just compliment you on this beautiful late title card you have here. I'm always a fan of a nice late title card, so this is really nice here.
Yeah, thanks. I always love a good late title card. Publishers like notoriously take forever to actually sign something. It's like 6 months at least of back and forth before you actually sign something, and then even more months before you actually see the money. So I mean, both are difficult, but personally, personally, I wouldn't do a Kickstarter in this day and age. But I also am fortunate enough that I have more contacts, so I could probably get contacts with a publisher easier. Yeah, it's a tricky problem all around for sure.
All right, so let's see. I want to hear from you about your design process. That's a very vague topic, so we could talk about a lot of different angles on that. But like, so far I've done a bunch of different things with this, where I had to screen wrap to get my character from one side of the screen to the other, or across some barrier or some deadly hazard or whatever. And then a little while ago, I had to use screen wrap to get this platform here where it was trapped in just a tiny little thing into this useful spot where I could use it to get across that hazard. So obviously there's a bunch of there's room in this design space, to use a term I've learned, for a lot of different things to do with that mechanic you've got there. Can you just walk us through the process of designing a puzzle? That might be an impossible question to ask, but we'll just see what we can do with it. Maybe if you want to, I can play a little bit further, and then you can just say, oh, hey, for this one right here, I thought of this and that. So I'll just start playing, and you can kind of talk about that a little bit, if that's okay with you.
Okay, sure, yeah. I mean, with designing puzzles for this game, it was a lot of refining the ideas behind the fourth wall. So like, for example, the pig in the last game we saw isn't in this one. It's just a stationary spring platform. Just because I learned from the fourth wall that players did not want to wait around for that pig to come back and like moving back and forth. He could be a stubborn guy. So a lot of it was refining the puzzles from the first one, and then we probably won't get this far, but later in this game, each world introduces a new mechanic, a new twist on it that wasn't in the fourth wall. And
that's right. Remember that. It's just some neat stuff in this too.
Yeah. And a lot of it, I think, for this game and the fourth wall, a lot of designing puzzles was nice. A lot of it was.
It took me a second.
Well, a lot of it.
Keep going, and then I want to ask you about this specific puzzle right here. If I can't go back now, I'm stuck. I can't go
now. Yeah.
So yeah. But I guess here.
Yes.
Okay. Let me ask this question.
Go ahead. Yeah.
So, just in case it's a helpful thought, like insight into the thought process of something like this, So, if you can remember what seed turned into that puzzle.
I think it was I was seeing a lot in playtesting of people rubbing up against walls and being like solving the puzzle that way every way. It was like, oh, I'm gonna go as far as possible,
right,
hit the screen lock button, and then wrap. And this was like, okay, let's get players to actually think about it more. Because in that one, as you saw, you have to stand right in the middle and then be like, oh, okay, I have space to go.
Actually had to go back to find the right place to do it. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was sort of the thinking with that one was not like getting players to not just mindlessly like go as far as I can and then I'll lock, and that's the solution to every puzzle. Right. Yeah. But what was your question before you asked about that? What was I talking about?
You were okay. I'm sorry. You were just talking about the design process. You're talking about refining. You said I'm probably not going to get far enough to see this, but there's a lot. Every stage introduces a new thing that wasn't in fourth wall. So, yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of with the fourth wall and this game, a lot of the puzzles were basically I would stumble across something. Like this idea right here of when you go off the spring, you can hold the screen wrap and you'll launch up through the top of the screen, and accidentally happening upon that and being like, oh, I can do that. That's interesting. And basically giving that realization to the player, trying to give the player that realization. And
is GLaDOS watching me right now? Is that what this is?
Yeah.
Can I knock that off the wall somehow and get an achievement?
No, that'd be cool though.
Screen wrap it off.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But I think with this and maybe perspective and maybe superliminal, I sometimes lean too far into just that simple realization for puzzles and not enough complexity. So recently I've been thinking more about complexity in puzzles and having things more like Portal, where they have you have a cool realization and then they test you on it more, because I think this game is almost a little bit too easy to where it doesn't test you enough on the mechanics, I think.
Interesting. Kind of struggling a bit right now, actually. Kind of trying to figure out.
This one's a little challenging.
Here, let's see. I'll hit my head against it for a couple minutes longer, but it's nice to have the designer right here in the room with me. Not literally in the room, by the way, everyone, but anyway. So, okay. I'm thinking, okay, here I am. I got to get down there, which means I have to go up. Oh, I just got it. Okay, here we go.
Nice.
This is like rubber duck debugging. So if I click that.
Yeah. So that one was basically like, okay, what if you have that spring puzzle where you go through the top, but you don't have the spring? You take out the spring, how can you solve it, you know?
Yeah, I like that. So I also like all these seamless level transitions like that. That was really cool. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
It's kind of classy, you know?
Yeah, I mean, the thinking behind that is I am hugely inspired. One of my favorite games is 30 Flights of Loving. If no one's played it, it's like $5 on Steam. Go play it. It's amazing. And the game is basically 30 minutes of film transitions in gameplay, which blew my mind. I had never seen that before. Hardly any games do it, and some always championing film transitions in games.
Sure.
Although we have some in Superliminal, and after that, I've come to realize that it's almost too jarring and like you feel out of control. So I'm trying to think more about how to actually make the player not dislike them.
I mean, it's like whenever you learn a new technique, you go too far with it, right? This is true for every medium, you know? And then you get really excited about it. You do everything you can with it, and then you learn temperance, and you kind of figure out how to like do it just right, you know? So it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I want to say hi to Chris in the audience there. Hello, Chris. Good to see you too. So let me see here. That sound effect right there. That's a really good sound effect. Do you happen to know who made that?
Oh, did you make it?
I made that. That's right. That's my one contribution to this game.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you so much. So, yeah. All right. So, see, here the puzzle here is that if I touch this barrier while I'm holding the wrap button, then it cancels my screen wrap. So I have to figure out how to deal with that.
Yeah.
And this. And then I just like.
Yeah. That gets you the yellow, but then you got to get that blue one as well.
Okay, right. But I can do that because I can go here.
Yeah.
And then I can get this. So now there are these keys, right? And it's got this interesting like VHS numbers style to it. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. And I was definitely inspired a lot by Portal and Braid for this game, and that was sort of my like Portal equivalent of like the fizzy gate in Portal that's like stops you from bringing stuff through and like stops you from shooting portals through. So
right. All right. Well, let's see. I think just in the interest of time, we should move on to the next game. So, of course, Four-Sided Fantasy is available on Steam, and you got a link there. Digit the Dragon just gave us a link a little earlier. Be sure to check that out if you're interested, audience. Yeah, you bet. And let's just go ahead and quit the game. Are you sure?
Cool.
Yeah, I'm sure. I love the style you got to it. The overall, like, wrapping of the, VHS tape and all that stuff. It's really
that menu was all David's Gamehorn. He did that cool VHS menu.
He did a lot of cool stuff. Yeah. We're hoping to have David on the show sooner or later.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. All right. Well, so let's see. Next, I want to go for where did I put that folder? 1 second here. There it is. So we're going to move on. That game we just did, that was Four-Sided Fantasy. That was after you left DigiPen, right?
Yes.
We're going to rewind time a little bit here. we're going to head over in the world of perspectives.
Oh.
Yeah. It's actually just called perspective, but I like to annoy people and say it wrong. So I better fix the full screen here. Hang on a second. We'll go options. Go full screen. We can go 1920 also. All right. That doesn't look very full screen. There we go. You got to really kind of kick it into gear. All right, good. We're all right. Let's go here. So I'm going to do a new game.
Okay.
From the start.
Real quick. Can you hear my dog barking? I can hear him barking.
I wish I could hear your dog barking.
Well, I have to go. I'll get him and show the stream. I'll be right back.
I heard it.
Okay?
Yeah, do it. Get him. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So meanwhile, I'm gonna just start this game. I mean, not a big deal, I think. But all right. So we'll do a new game here. This is Perspective, another student game from DigiPen. It's actually available on Steam now. Digi just gave us a link there, and. Four-sided fantasy, says Otto Bazzuti. I don't know exactly what you're saying that for, but anyway, all right. Let's start here. Okay. So here's this game. Oh, I see. We had the title wrong. Okay, I see. All right, got it. Anyway, all right. So I'm going to jump into this little goal here. All right.
I'm here.
All right, welcome back. Okay.
Dog in hand.
Oh my gosh, what is your dog's name?
Jake. This is Jake.
Jake. Hello, Jake. Nice to see you. You can't hear me, but you're so sweet. That's wonderful. All right.
He looks all sad because he doesn't like being picked up.
Oh. All right, here, I'm gonna resume game here. All right, so
okay. I'm gonna put him outside so that he doesn't interrupt the stream. I'll be right back.
Cool, go ahead. All right, so anyway, carrying on here. I want y'all to guess what's gonna happen if I touch this orange thing here. Okay. Did you guess that? I hope you did. It was pretty obvious. Can Jake play the game? I'll ask. So, Chris Comair wants to know if Jake can play the game.
I tried to teach him before, but he's just not very good at it.
That's a shame. You know, we were talking about accessibility earlier, and I think that really, if you were truly accessibility minded, you would have included Jake in the design of this game. But anyway,
the playtesting sessions.
Yeah. So all right, here we go. So this is this game here, Perspective. I'm just so far just getting through the first few puzzles here, and we're gonna touch this thing over here and see what happens. And What the heck?
It's 3D.
All right, this is great. All right, so that was pretty cool. I can left click. Let's see what happens when I do that. I'm talking as if I don't already know. I played this game before a long time ago, but this is because it's a terrific game. But so while I play a little bit, why don't you just kind of set it up a little bit? What's this game all about, and what's the story of you kind of already talked about how you got on the team, but why don't you, say it again, because that was a while ago.
Yeah. So Perspective. This is a first-person game mixed with a 2D platformer. And when I was working on the fourth wall, or no, actually, I think I was done with the fourth wall. I was working on a game project that was like a horror game, but I wasn't really I worked on it for a little bit and wasn't really digging the game. I just wasn't very inspired by it. And eventually, the Perspective team approached me because they had seen the fourth wall and liked it, and they wanted to see if I wanted to do level design on it, and they showed me the tech demo, and I was like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. Of course I want to work on this.
Jason showed that tech demo after one of the game design clubs, and it looked really cool, so I was pretty impressed by that.
We had Sean Riley had made there was a custom level editor So it wasn't in Unity. This was from scratch. It wasn't in GameMaker or Unity. This was built from scratch.
Okay.
And yeah, we
So
had
when you say
a
Scratch,
level editor that I used.
You mean that MIT Scratch, right? That like web-based programming thing? No?
Not that Scratch. The other kind.
All right. I was going to be really impressed, but anyway. So, all right. So this is a great example of what this game does for its puzzles here. So, you start over here, and I need to get over to that goal over there. And the trick is I need to use this center thing as a bridge. Now, of course, if you've been watching me play this for a few minutes, you already see that the way this game works is I can freeze my perspective, and that is what my platformer character runs around in. And so, did you write this particular puzzle right here? This is one of the earlier ones, I know.
Yeah. Okay. I designed most of the levels, not all of them, but most of them.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, and the sort of the pitch that we had for the game was if you've ever been on a road trip and looked outside and imagined a little guy jumping along the telephone wires or fences or something like that. I feel like everyone's done that.
That's excellent. That's excellent.
We were like, well, actually, the team before I joined, they were like, well, what would that be like as a game? So, yeah.
That's really cool.
And as you can see, all the blue stuff is solid platforms that you can interact with. Red will kill you, and then everything else is just background noise. So you can focus on what the 2D guy can interact with.
I remember there being some really, really tough puzzles in this game. It's actually a really good challenge. I mean, I was able to finish it, so it's not like nothing was so hard that it was too frustrating. But all right, so here we go. So here's an interesting one. So if I step back here, and if I click the button here, I'm too tall. I'll hit that thing and I die. So what I have to do is I have to get a little bit closer before I toggle it, so that my guy is shorter. And I love that kind of thing. It's very clever. So
yeah, like the fact that he stays the exact same size in screen space.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess that it's neat that I did not hear the story before about the guy running in the road trip kind of thing, because that's exactly the kind of thing I would think about. It's like, well, I guess if he's there and he jumps on that mountain, it's like, well, the mountain is way further away than that fence he was running on a second ago, but it doesn't matter, so he's the same size. Yeah. So it's a really neat effect, a neat trick.
Yeah. And I think one thing that I noticed from this, working on this game, was that this power fantasy, or this fantasy for the player, is a pretty universal one, whereas with four-sided fantasy and the fourth wall, it's a video gamey thing. People that don't play video games aren't really going to know what screen wrap is or think about screen wrap. So I think perspective, and then we'll see Superliminal later, I think they're a lot more successful because they're a more universal idea. They're a more universal hook rather than a video gamey hook,
That's really interesting, actually. That's a good point, because I played games since I was a little tiny kid, so I certainly always thought about screen wrap, because early games had that. A lot of earliest games, it was kind of enforced by the hardware. If you write the sprite coordinates too far that way, they end up over there. So so I see what you mean about it. It comes natural to some people, but this is very it's much more burned into my brain as a mortal in 3 dimensions, So let's see if I can solve this puzzle here. So this is clever here, because if I go too far this way, then that wall appears. So I have to come over this way, and then you think, well, okay, I want to just go straight to the goal, but there's a wall there. So I'm guessing you're gonna make me run a real far way around something, aren't you, Logan?
Yeah, exactly.
There we go. All the way down
all the way
here.
Down there.
I have to run all the way down there? Logan, that's not fair. Wait a second, I can just do this.
Exactly.
So I love that, because I do think that when I first played this game, I actually did walk all the way down there thinking I was going to have to do it as a huge chore. I'm sure that must have been what you had in mind, right? You wanted the player to think that they were in for a chore, right?
Yeah, and I tried making it. I think there was limitations on how big the level could be, but I tried making it as long as possible to make sure that players wouldn't walk down there, but they would get the idea. But I think, like you said, I think players sometimes still walked down there.
All right, let's see. Just for the sake of time, I wanna move on to well, maybe we'll do one more, and then I want to move on to what we got next.
Oh, you can choose here, though. You can.
This
choose.
is great. Yeah. Okay. Well, actually, here. Tell you what. Let's leave it. Let's bring it to the chat here. Okay. Get a little question in the chat. Audience, should we go for the isolation chamber or the hallway? Let's hear it, folks. Okay. I want to just get a show of hands, so to speak. I don't know. I wish we had custom emotes. You know, you could do one of the emotes for voting for one of them. And anyway. So far, we have a couple of really quick votes right away for the hallway. People love hallways, apparently. I think that when I think of, what would I rather go into, an isolation chamber or a hallway? I guess I think, I have a lot of fond memories of some nice hallways in my life.
Doug, it's not a hallway. It's the hallway.
Oh, I misread it. Oh my gosh. And it's an isolation chamber. it's the hallway. It. Okay, all right. So Chris says the bathroom. I don't think we have the bathroom right here, do we? Is there?
That's in the next area, but you can't get in there. It's just the door to the bathroom.
That's got to violate some code, hasn't it? Like, I'm sure that's like...
It's a weird arcade where it's like locked off the bathroom area.
The inspector comes around and asks where the bathroom is. It's over there. It's just like painted on the wall. It's like a Wile E. Coyote bathroom. All right, well, let's see. So, looking right here, Lawfulwood says that his vote counts for 3. So that's 3 for chamber. And I guess the bathroom is kind of, that's like it's a chamber, right? Because you have like the chamber pot.
It is an isolation chamber, yeah.
Right? Yeah, so maybe that counts. All right. A couple for hallway, isolation, chamber. I think we're gonna go for isolation chamber. It looks like that's where the votes are falling, even without Lawfulwood's unfair declaration of him getting more votes. But anyway, okay, so here we go. We're going into the isolation chamber.
Oh, almost
I almost messed up. That would have been really embarrassing. All right, so here we go. Isolation chamber. You see, I'm already trapped, right? I'm isolated here, right? No, the main thing is that I think that there's a ladder here. Oh, I can't go down it. So yeah, so I see. I have like, this is quite clever. I'm like stuck in this room where I can look outside of it, and the first person, me, I guess it's me. Is it me? Who's behind the camera here, Logan?
It's Doug Zwick specifically. No matter who's playing it.
No matter who's playing, it's Doug Zwick.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten any royalties for that, and I don't think that's fair. Am I even in the credits for this game? Come on.
I don't know.
Is Pohung still in the audience? We should. I have a few words to have here, but anyway. So the cool thing here is that Doug Zwick can't leave this chamber, but Mega Man. That's Mega Man, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mega Man can, right? So all I got to do is just do that. Okay, and we're cooking. We're cooking with gas. We'll hop over there. Okay, and nice. Now, hey, look where I am. This is neat. This is actually a very, very clever level. I really am fond of it. And then, of course, as you mentioned before, in this view right here, I can just jump across that right there, so it doesn't even matter. So I've left that room.
Yeah.
And now all I got to do is exit.
Yeah, so that level was the idea behind it. I was trying to, like, there's not really much story in this game, but I was trying to add some
little bits of story.
Yeah, little bits. I was trying to add some flavor to it, and so I was like, oh, what if there's a level where you're like separated from your little Mega Man, Spaceman?
Yeah.
And I mean, these levels are so short that you're not really separated from them for that long, but that was kind of the idea for that one. I mean, and the neat thing about that is that, you're right, there's no overt story. There's no literal story in the literal sense of what a story means, but there is definitely like hints of narrative. It's like that little bit of lime flavor in your rice when you get a burrito from Chipotle. So you got the isolation chamber has that. There's a ladder here. What does it mean
that there's a ladder in this room. Why am I trapped in this room? What's my relationship to the little spaceman? And you have to like, so you just the interplay of having you move back and forth like that definitely does have narrative impact without there necessarily being a story. So I'm very fond of it. Yeah. All right. Well, let's actually do. I said I'd do one more, but let's do one more now. And so we'll do the hallway.
All right.
And then we'll call it. We'll move on to the next game. So because they're pretty short, so it doesn't take too long to go through. I spend more time gabbing than I do playing. So, all right. So this is cool. So I think I remember this one. If I touch that, I'm toast. So what I need to do is, and I personally, Doug Zwick can touch this wall without.
Yeah, you can.
Wait, I don't feel very good. What's going on? All right. Anyway, so the trick here is you want to cover up that. As long as you don't see any orange there, then you're A-okay, right?
Yeah. Yeah, this one was to really drive home the point of occlusion of that.
Okay, right.
It's not just the blue and orange, it's also the like gray background material.
So you might think that the only colors that matter are blue and orange. But really it's, anything that can block them is also really important.
Yeah,
so that's cool.
Exactly.
I like that. Yeah. All right, well, we'll just kind of jog on over here and finish that one up as well.
Oh!
I just died.
Yeah, if you look at it from too much of an angle, it'll...
That's really funny. Easy game. And then I'm dead. All right, well, let's see. What time is it? Yeah, we got... I'm going to lie one more time. I'm going to do one more because I want to see what's in this... What's behind this door.
I won't spoil it.
Exactly.
Yeah, let's see what's behind that door.
So we're going to finish this one here and then we'll get going. All right, so this is wallflower, and there I am on the wall, a beautiful flower. So if I do this, is this gonna help me somehow? I think I vaguely remember this one. But one thing's for sure, I definitely want to get that guy onto, like, the edge of this so that I can, like, bring him over. I think I'm doing this right.
Nice. Now, there you go.
See, now I can like get the positioning right, transfer him over to that little bit of a platform over there. There we go. All right.
Nice.
I see. Now we're thinking with portals. All right, so
now we're thinking with walls.
With walls. That's right. This game has such a unique mechanic. It's called walls. This is the first game to do this. That's another ladder. What does it mean?
Oh, creepy.
All right, so, this is cool. Look at this.
Nice.
Ta-da! All right.
Yeah, so
finally...
that one was kind of toying with the idea of, like, leaving him hanging in midair, because that was, like, one of the mechanics we had to decide on was, like, okay, is he completely paused when you're walking around in first person, or is he, like, able to fall down?
Right. And you have posters for the...
You should point out these posters for the arcade games.
Yeah, that's
cool.
really cool. You got wallflower here. I've been passing them by here. We got Earth and Sky. Gravity brought them together. That's really cute. And she has a ukulele. Here's the bathrooms, by the way.
There's the bathrooms. There's also a little pizza sign over on the left there. Yep, right there.
Token deal. 4 tokens. $1 for 4 tokens. $3 for 12. $5.25. 15 free tokens with purchase of 2 medium pizzas. Dude, I want some pizza now.
I lied when I said there wasn't much story in this game. There's a lot of lore behind that that pizza sign.
I want to go get some pizza right after I'm done here. I'm gonna go get some pizza. Let's see the hallway. Oh, this is beautiful. Look at this. It says based on the beloved. What does it say? Bain Acosta novel. Is that what it says?
I think so. Yeah.
That's wonderful. And then it says, "Will Miss Pettington find love at the end of the hallway?" That's wonderful. Starring Douglas Zwick. The pillar. Ooh, these are really cool.
That's the pillar one is very Nitronic Rush inspired because there's a lot of crossover between the Nitronic Rush team and the Perspective team.
That's right.
I like the cube one. The cube one's cool.
That is dope. I like that a lot. You got the cool like sexy spy with the cigarette and the guy doing the Rubik's cube. That's really neat. Oh, the isolation chamber. Oh, wow. It's dramatic. It's really neat. And then compression artifact. It's like, I would go see a movie called Compression Artifact. It's literally about compression artifacts.
Yeah.
And then let's see here. We got, I already looked at this one earlier. This is orthographic. This is the very first set of puzzles you do.
Yeah.
So I think we've seen all the posters.
That's all the posters in this area, yeah.
All right, well, I think I'm going to go ahead and move on. But this is
Cool.
just an excellent game. So, once again, this game is available on Steam. It's one of the first DigiPen games that we brought to Steam, and so I'll go ahead and just go back out and quit that.
Yeah.
All right. So, in a similar way, actually, let me just check to see if I'm steamrolling over any questions we've had in chat coming up.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I am. There are questions about bathrooms. People seem to really want to use the bathroom. I want you to know you can just go use the bathroom in your home. You don't have to ask us where it is. You probably know better than we do. But let's see. So I did not do a cool sound for perspective. I'm sorry, Lalume. Sorry to disappoint you. They didn't ask me.
Four-sided fantasy.
Just Four-Sided Fantasy, and of course earlier I did the sound for Superstar Enjoyer. But
you were also the texture offset consultant for Four-Sided Fantasy. Do you remember?
I was. Yes. It took me. Okay. I want you to know, if you asked modern Doug that question, I'd have come up with the answer way faster. It took me like 3 days to come up with to answer this question about how to do the math for the texture offsets in that game.
Oh,
but
really?
It took me a long time. I sat there. I was like.
It was a hard problem to solve.
it was, but I don't know. But I guess the reason why I would solve it so much faster now is because I guess I already know the answer because I solved it before. I mean, anyway. But so okay, why was there no toilet in that bathroom? Design flaw. Well, okay, so we didn't actually go to a bathroom, Chris. That's the thing. So it's not exactly a design flaw. It's I did not go into a bathroom. So. Christopher Floyd says Logan is an expert in a little story. That's what he says. I don't know if you know what that means, but
I am an expert
in a little story. I think so. Actually, I think I agree with that assessment. So, all right. Well, let's see here. A Psycho Hype says I have dreams where I can't find the bathroom. That does sound kind of bad, but okay. Let's move on. The final game we'll be playing today is another game on Steam. It was released to it was pretty well received, hasn't it been? It's been people have been pretty hyped about this game for quite a while now. Superliminal.
I'm very happy with the Steam reception.
Exactly. So you told the story way at the top of the session today of how you came on the team. If you want to rehash any of that, be my guest. But also we'll talk more about the design of this game here. So
sure. I can recap it real quick or rehash it. But yeah, basically, I saw the early tech demos. If you don't know, this game was called Museum of Simulation Technology before Superliminal. And I saw the tech demos and thought it was awesome. And I was like, oh, I worked on Perspective. I worked on Four-Sided Fantasy. I think I'd be a good fit. Went to the meeting with a lot of ideas and got onto the team, which I say team, it was two people, me and Albert at that point. Nice. And then, eventually once Albert got up to Seattle, we staffed up, got a bigger and bigger team. Christopher Floyd in the chat he was producer on the game awesome. And one of the additional designers.
That's awesome. So to answer your question then, who is this handsome devil, Christopher asks. My name is Doug Zwick, and I work at DigiPen, and I run the host of the DigiPen Show, which is what you're watching right now. So thank you very much. I really appreciate that, by the way. You can send fan mail to me at douglas.zwick at digipen.edu. Anyway, so... I
do want to, since I mentioned the name thing, I do want to mention something about the name. We went to PAX without a name. We knew we wanted to change the name. I think this was like 2017, 2018, something like that. We knew we wanted to change the name, but we didn't know what to yet. But we knew Museum of blah 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 was just like too much, too confusing. Like people would not remember it.
2019,
so we went
Christopher
to PAX.
says. So.
Oh, 2019. Okay. So we went to PAX with a big banner that said like some long drawn out sentence of like, oh, I remember this game. It's that game where you resize the chess piece.
Right.
What's it called again? Let me look it up. And we had like a Steam page with no name. It was very bizarre, but it was fun. And then
It's
we
very
eventually,
avant-garde, isn't it? So.
Yeah. And then eventually we came up with the name Superliminal.
All right, so Logan was kind enough to hook me up with a save file where would allow me to go straight to certain levels that he decided I should play. So why don't I go to level select, right?
Yeah, go
select
for
level. And then what should I play first?
Let's start with induction, since this is a fresh playthrough for you. Let's just start at the first level.
Start from the top. Now I am skipping the opening cinematic. There actually is a movie that plays.
Yeah.
I'll go back and watch that myself some other time. I do want to see that because it looked neat. I caught a few moments of it, and it looked kind of cool. So I want to check that out. But anyway, here we go. All right.
Yeah, I mean the setup, the quick setup since we're skipping that scene is just that you're in a dream, doing dream therapy, and things are weird.
Okay.
They're mind bending.
They're mind bending, exactly. All right, so I can look around, and wait a second, that wasn't like that before. All right, hang on. Come over here. Terms of service. I can sign my name on there. That's kind of cool. They got my signature wrong. Whatever. I would love to see the full size of that texture. I'm sure it exists somewhere. All right, so let's see. Can I use this thing? Guess not. Press E. You should make it so the E key just plays the Half-Life use sound. That's all it does in the game.
Yeah, that'd be good.
So, speaking of, so what engine is this? A custom engine or is it?
This is Unity. Yeah, this is in
okay.
Unity.
Cool.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, go on into this next room and you'll see the core mechanic.
Okay, you got it. Let's get going here. So we'll come over here. It says perception is reality. Grab. So I'll just go ahead and grab this fella right here. All right. And so the light. Oh, the shadow. I see. That's really cool. The shadow is a clue. So if I move backward, look how big the shadow got. That's really neat. And no matter how I move my mouse, it's never like it's always in front of whatever I try to put it on. So,
Yeah.
So I can pick it up, and then
now it's bigger.
Now it's way bigger. Yeah. So I don't know if anyone in the chat has not already seen this game, but it's it's excellent. So I think I can earlier I crushed this table. I think if I.
Yeah, you can knock it over.
Yeah.
Or at least the lamp.
There we go. Yeah.
There you go.
That's great. So, okay. So now I can't get past this, I guess, until... Oh, space to jump. That's kind of cool. But all I got to do is just make it really small, right?
Yeah, easy.
And then easy peasy. Easy game.
And it's sort of the idea behind this level, since this is the beginning of the game, you'll notice some similarities visually to Portal. Okay. And sort of the idea behind this level was, since it's a first-person puzzle game and people are going to expect us to be inspired by Portal, let's just lean into that for the first level and then lean away from it for the rest of the game.
Terms of service accepted. Congratulations on falling asleep. Welcome to Somnasculpt. Your progress may be monitored by qualified specialists.
And you've even got the text-to-speech robot.
I love it.
Interactive, lucid induction dream state in which you retain full consciousness and control.
You know, if I had text-to-speech in a game like this, I would make sure that I ask for the player's name, because the thing is, whenever you have voice actors. Mm-hmm. For the dialogue in your game, you're sacrificing the ability for the characters to say your player's name. But if it's text-to-speach anyway, they can just say "Hello, Douglas," or whatever.
Yeah.
Hello,
I forget.
Buttface.
I forget what text-to-speech system we used, but I think it required that it's like pre-rendered. So I don't know if it could do real time, but that would be cool.
All right, so hold right click to rotate. Oh, that's kind of neat.
Yeah,
All
you
right.
can spin things around.
Sure can, can't you? Okay, so I probably won't have to use that, right?
No, it's just a fun,
It's just an
fun
Easter egg.
little gimmick. Yeah.
All right. So
First thing we show you in the game, but you're not gonna need it.
all right. So let's see. I got a chessboard. I got a block. Well, okay. So first, I want to figure out what I think I'm trying to do. So I want to find what appears to be a goal. Well,
Try moving some stuff around.
Move some stuff around. That's what I'm gonna do. So, okay, yeah, there. That looks like a door. All right, so I'll just go try to get to that door. So I'll create a little stairway for myself. That's what I'll do.
Yeah.
Can I get? There you go. Yeah. All right. I always think I want to like grab something to take it with me just in case I need it. I'm not sure if that's a common phenomenon. There's already a block here, so okay. But see here, no objects beyond this point at all times.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I haven't seen any cheese yet. I want some cheese. All right. But it won't
Just
let me
you
go
wait.
through. So it's not like Portal where it destroys the object. It just doesn't even let you go. So. All right.
Yeah. There's no like object respawn points like Portal has the little tube thing.
That's right.
So we just limit you to like not be able to walk through with it.
That makes sense. I love this graphical effect, by the way. It's really fun. It's a good looking effect.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right. Let's see. Is that like another room, or is that supposed to be a mirror?
We'll tell you that's a reflect. Or on the sides, it's a reflection, but that one is through there is another room.
Okay,
yeah.
I see. All right. So if I stand here, I like that graphic. It's like,
The shrug. Yeah, that is Ryan Sanderson, our artist, made that.
It's wonderful.
Great. One of our artists.
So am I supposed to like just there we go? And then I grab this. And now I have it.
Nice. Yeah, you can
All I
grab
have to
from
do is-
any distance.
All right. This is good.
Yeah, so we were talking earlier about like the perspective thing of the little guy running along the telephone wires or whatever.
Right.
I think this is a similar thing, but more of like grab anything that's far away or like pinch someone's head from far away, no matter how far away or whatever. Yeah.
That's right. So
yeah. So similar but different.
So let's see. Old Age Mutant Ninja Gamer, who I happen to know in real life, says if you add stupid stuff like guns in combat, this could be a crazy spin in the Fortnite Battle Royale genre. Like, what if we had that in Fortnite, you know? That'd be wild. And then Jabaya says, Easter egg, Claude is standing behind the one-way glass. I was not aware of that myself. So let's see. I got to figure out where I'm going. Because, I can go through that. Okay, right. So I want to get up there. So what I need to do is grab this. Door closes.
There you go.
Doesn't matter.
Nice.
I never needed it in the first place. So I got to remember how to make it big. So if I put it down far away, then it'll be large when I walk up to it, right? And then I can grab it and then do that again.
Nice.
And I can turn around and use the other wall. Oh, but see, now it's way too big. So... It's all things in moderation, I guess. That's the lesson to learn.
I will tell you there's like a mantling system that will help you out with jumping up, so you don't need to get it too precise.
Okay, cool. That's great. Excellent. Thank you for that.
Yeah, Christopher Floyd, in who may still be in the chat.
Yeah, he is.
Created that system and
You can move freely,
fought for it because I didn't want the mantling system, but it turned out way better than I thought it would be.
I know what you mean, and I know what he means. I agree with him in this case.
That my
But
voice has been explicitly chosen to remind you that I am not a part of your
So here you
patient
get a little
care
bit
team.
of
I do not care.
some optical illusion trickery.
okay, right. So exactly. So this appears to be a chess piece, but it's just like painted on the floor and the wall and stuff, and that's kind of neat. I like that.
Yeah. So some more background on this level.
Okay.
And we can move on to another level at any point if you want to, but
We're doing fine.
okay. The sort of with that chess piece, and you'll see some other things in the game, is or in this level, is we wanted to hint at things that are coming later in the game.
Oh,
to
yeah.
kind of tease you.
Yeah.
So you get just a taste of that little optical illusion, and you'll see way more later in the game.
I remember seeing stuff
and
like that in the earlier version I played before. So
yeah. So that was sort of one of the ideas with this level, was to kind of hook the player with some little peaks of interest.
all right, so now there's a this is cool. So I want to put it down on the button, but if I put it right here, it'll go in front of the button, and that's no good. So we got to go right there.
Nice.
And that door was closed before, right?
Yes.
I think it was.
Yeah.
Okay. Wasn't observant enough to remember.
Here's going to be your favorite part, Doug.
All right, here we go. It's the return of that.
Because-
Oh, it's cheese.
Jeez.
Nice. Oh, and look at this. They've got this. They got the rest of the block of cheese here. The wheel here is in that glass case. I can't take the rest of the wheel. But
Exactly.
as everyone knows, a wedge of cheese is a perfect ramp. It's nature's ramp. That's why it was
Ramp.
chosen, right?
Yep.
So,
And we put that hold right click to rotate there again because everybody forgets about it or thinks they
course.
could only do it on that one object.
of course.
But it's still not enough. People still forget.
I mean, I do think that if it weren't there, I would have forgotten already. So
yeah. It's interesting.
I can jump pretty high. I'm just realizing. I'm used to
Yeah, especially with that mantle in addition to the jump.
Oh yeah, is it like a mantle that I wear? It gives me powers of jumping? No.
No.
Oh,
It's
never
just
mind. What is
the other kind of mantle.
Who's behind the camera? Is it Doug again? Is Doug Zwick behind the camera here?
Yeah.
There's actually a story in this game, so I should maybe I'm asking the wrong questions here. All right, so I'm gonna do this thing here. There we go. Is that high enough? Let's see. No. So, but it's a lot bigger now.
The jump isn't that high.
That's right. Wait, I gotta try though. Close. All right. So, but it's a lot bigger now. So of course I'll just give it another shot here, right? Pick it up,
Yeah.
and I can. That is neat though. Look how big that is. So now it's gymongous, and then I'll just turn around and do that, and it's almost big enough already. Hang on. I can do better though, right? If I just pick it up and lift it, it'll go even higher up. And no, I'm thinking about it wrong.
That might do it. That might be able to do it.
There we go.
Nice.
You will lose the ability to awaken suddenly due to realizing that this is a dream. Evidence: I have already informed you that this is a dream. You did not wake up.
Now remember, you're in a
Please
dream,
complete
so
the
this
remaining
is
orientation activities.
this is the alarm clocks ready to wake you up
Oh my God. Okay. Well,
at
it's
any moment.
it's quite late still, or late. I mean, it's quite early in the night. That's what I meant to say. So I feel good. You know, where I'm usually not even asleep at this hour. So we're fine. So let's see, 2. All right. Let's see. I wonder if there's a 3 on the other side. It's just a C, a 0, and a B. Wonder what the significance is. All right. So, oh wait, I'm supposed to. Oh, this is so cute. I need to make it tiny and put it in there. Now, hang on a second.
Hang on a second.
Logan, it's really unprofessional of you to leave this in the game. This just.
We kind of finished in time. We just had to ship the game. There wasn't enough time. We didn't have a publisher, so
You couldn't have just put a coat of paint on the boards. Come on, it could have matched the wall. What's in there?
listen, we got deadlines.
I guess so. I don't know what it's like in the indie game world. All right, so I gotta come
So
over
you can
here.
grab those. You can grab those planks off of the wall.
No way! I can just do this.
Yeah.
Shut the front door. Here we go. You can't stop me now. Those planks can't stop me. All right, so let's see. Dream Sody. Ooh, all right.
Warning: you have deviated from the orientation pathway. At the Pierce
Baking
Institute,
soda.
patient safety is a keynote in our corporate priority tetrahedron. A variable degree of force can and will be authorized
Oh,
to ensure
random
patient
soda. What'd you
safety.
get?
Please return to the orientation.
I got a random soda.
Random soda. There
Nice.
you go.
That's exactly what I wanted. Okay, so can I interact with this at all? Doesn't look like I can. I wonder if there's something to be done here. course, I can make the can huge. I could probably
try. Go ahead.
all right.
Try whatever you're gonna try.
I was gonna try to just. Oh well.
It's broken.
Never mind. Because I was thinking, I remember you saying there's no item dispensers, and I was like, wow, but wait a second, I can choose the game or something. But looks like there's not. There's only cheese. I already left it behind, and so.
Take that random soda into the main room.
Okay, but hold on. I want to point out something. Okay, there's a clear fib here. This is much more than 12 fluid ounces. All right, I don't know.
Oh man, if the number increased as the can got bigger, that'd be so cool.
All right. Anyway. All right. So
and then just try dropping it from a high height for a second here.
All right. Oh. It's big.
So if you get it right, you might have to make it smaller and then drop it from a high height. But if you get it right, you can break it so that it sprays everywhere and goes flying.
All right, hold on a second. I want to see if I can.
It's real fun.
I want to tiny high-pitched sound effect. It's great. There you go.
Boom.
Nice. That's great. All right, so let's move on with the puzzle here, and it's so cute, the little high pitched sound effect. I love that.
Yeah, it's great.
All right.
Nice.
Please insert one cube. Oh, okay. Wow. I feel bad. I mean, I'm not responsible for this, but I guess I am dreaming, so I kind of am. So. Sorry about this.
You ruined our window.
Christopher Floyd is shouting out the excellent sound design by Matt Christensen. I hope Doug has shoes on. Yeah, I am wearing shoes, thankfully. Dream Doug probably is not. I don't know. But all right.
Yeah,
so
Matt did all the sound design and the music as well, and it's all fantastic.
Really, the music is very, very nice. I mean, the whole aesthetic of this game is just lovely. Absolutely lovely. So really pleased with that. So I can grab that cube, and what am I even trying to do? I'm going to get in that door there. So I got to find a switch to put this cube on. That's what I'm thinking. I can put it on that switch right there. So what I need to do is, I think it should be, it's not going to fit there. I got to make it a little smaller first, I think. So there. I got it.
Nice. That was close.
That was? Okay, yeah.
All environments perceived during eyelids should reflect a typical.
Have you made it this far when you were playing earlier, Doug?
Your mental state was compromised by somnasculpt.
I don't think that the game was even like.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you played when you were playtesting. Sorry,
yeah, it was a long time
in my
ago,
mind.
so.
Yeah, I had it in my mind that you played like 5 minutes of it or whatever before the stream, but it's a fresh playthrough. I forgot.
It's a fresh playthrough. Yeah, you bet.
Cool.
So I'm experiencing this same as everyone else, except that I kind of know how the mechanics work. But
yeah, I would recommend checking out the signs in this room as you go through.
You got it. So really, no objects beyond this point at all times. Okay, good. Okay, and then let's see. Now I think I can put this over top of that if I. Good God!
Oh.
What happens if I do this? Am I inside of it?
Oh.
Inside of it.
Whoa. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Physics
yeah, the
happens.
camera.
That's what happens.
Yeah, the camera can kind of clip through it.
That's funny. All right, that's cool though.
I think we might have talked about the idea of something crushing you and killing you, but there's actually no way to die in this game,
yeah,
so we don't have like a system for that.
Yeah. There we go. Okay.
Nice.
So now we go through here. All right. So no items. These frailest people without items beyond this point will be fine. That's great. People beyond this point with objects will be fined. Suspension of dream. License up to 1 year. Fines from 1 lost night of sleep to 4. Wait. From 1 lost. I see. Yeah. Be smart. Thank you for not objecting. Port of use. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0.
And then check out the fine print on the other sign.
Funded by Mothers Against Items. That's great. Yeah, my mom was always giving me crap about items.
Exactly.
I'd come home from school. She'd be like, Doug, do you have any items? Anyway,
Yeah, it was fun to come up with we had a lot of stupid gags in this game.
so this is neat looking here. This is really neat looking room here.
Yeah, this was our artist Steve designed these rooms.
Yeah, see, this is almost like a museum, like a museum of some kind of technology, some kind of like
Maybe
like it's like
simulated.
simulated
Something like
that. Yeah, I don't know. Here, let me just go in this room here. So, oh wait, am I still in the? Oh, my mind is bending. I can feel it bending. All right. Okay. Now I got to think with portals. So let's see. Okay. Here's the exit this way. So I want to go off this way.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go.
So that was just another example of like giving you a little tease of what's going to come later in the game.
Right,
So it's
exactly.
like it's not a puzzle. It's just something like to kind of trip you up and then you move on.
Well, it's a way of saying, in case you weren't expecting something like this in this game, you're going to have something like this in this game, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I like that. Let's see. I think that maybe we should go over to the. Why don't we move on to the next level? Should I keep going, or should I? Do you have a specific level you wanted to jump me to, or?
I do. You're near the end of this level. There's one more puzzle after this.
All right,
or
let's just
we
do
could
that then.
Okay.
I'll see if I can do it.
There's another.
So I can
There's
speed
another
run.
cheese. There's another cheese ramp after this.
Nice. Okay, I gotta get to the cheese. So okay, I gotta figure out how to get an item. What can I grab? Look around for things I can grab. It's like playing an old adventure game where you move the cursor around until you find something where the cursor changes, right? So
A little bit of pixel hunting.
exactly. So let's see. I want to find.
Anything look
Wait
off
a
in this
second.
room?
Hold on.
There you go.
I didn't need your hint, Logan. All right. So all I got to do is that. There we go.
Easy.
Easy
Puzzle.
peasy.
You're done. You're done with that puzzle for sure.
Oh, no, I'm not. Don't tease me like that, Logan. All right. What I need to do is, I have an idea, though. I actually think I know what I need to do. So first I want to try to do is, I want to make it fall over. Will you please fall over? Thank you. All right. Then, I want to, hang on. Come up here. Oh, I see it automatically.
Yeah, there's an auto writing system.
But, you see, here we go.
Nice. I think you got it.
All right, let's go.
Yeah.
I wanted to lay it flat on them, but
Oh, yeah.
it didn't seem necessary or worth my while to try to make it do that.
Please stand by for
Yeah.
polite recognition on your completion of the Somnasculpt orientation. You did it. To maximize the time allotted for your therapeutic journey, please do not delay in proceeding through the final doorway as indicated.
Oh, what's going on here?
Wait a second. She said that to me just to make me want to do something else. Because check this out. So if I can just figure out how to get... It's cheese. It's cheese, Grommet. All right, so... yeah, there's got to be... Can I just, like, grab the whole wall panel or something like that? No, I think I can't. I think I can't go through there. But I did get cheese. All right, so I'll use this thing, and I'll grab my cheese. Logan,
Dang.
you
Nowhere to go?
no, this is messed up. Did I get did I download the wrong version or something?
Yeah. This is the end of the demo. This is the demo version.
It's not fair. Is Christopher still here? Christopher, come on. You seeing this? All right. So, okay. That's fine. I just got to... Oh, hey, wait a second. Maybe I can... Is there something I can do here? Peek over there, and I can peek over there, and... There's a bucket. No, I can't pick up the bucket. The music stopped. That's kind of neat. It's like... All right, buddy, what are you going to do? So, Oh, wait, what if I... Oh, hang on a second. Do I have to? If this is what I think it is, I'm gonna love it. Like, do I have to make this into the exit by putting the exit sign on there or something like that? That'd be cool. All right, so if I don't know how I would do that though.
Those walls are awfully flimsy. They look awfully flimsy. I'll tell you. I'll tell you that much.
You think they look kind of flimsy? You're the designer. I mean, I guess I should trust you on this. So okay. Let's try to test. Actually, I can peek in here too. I want to see if there's anything else I can grab over there. Maybe not. All right. So all right. Let's look at the chat here. Can you wedge the wall open with asterisks around the wedge to really draw attention to that? Because I have a wedge of cheese here. Use the cheese rabbit. See if you can squeeze through the top there. Well, I can try that. I don't think I can squeeze through the top. It looks a bit small, but I might be able to like knock it over with a big piece of cheese. You know what I'm saying? I think I moved it already a little bit. Let's just keep. Oh, hey, there we go.
Right, there you go.
Not what I was expecting, but there you go. This is how I approach all my problems. I just knock things over with cheese. I don't know if this was intentional, but you know, when people like solve problems in games in unintentional ways, they usually talk about it as they're cheesing the game. So I don't know if this is like you were thinking, well, we'll let them cheese the game. They think they're breaking through this brick wall but instead they're cheesing. I don't know. Anyway, that might be.
No, that's good. That's not what we were thinking, but that's good.
So. All right. Let's see. I guess I will go this way. There's a door here. Okay. And some of this kind of reminds me of the Stanley Parable, some of the like back room areas in that game.
Yeah, that was definitely a big inspiration.
380, 220 volts. Seems strange. All right, now I did that. I did do that.
Oh, hold on. Go back up a second. Go check out that fire extinguisher. See if you can do it on the left there.
Oh, okay. So, panic, struggle with using device. Begin to extinguish. Fire is too large, slowly back away. Put object down, examine choices, accept reality. Oh my goodness. All right. And it's done. It's no more.
Yeah.
All right. I think I saw in the level select there was like a couple of icons, one for one of these and one for one of those. So I get the impression that like I'm like, okay, now I've done that for this level. So
yeah.
Oh no! I should have seen that coming. Oh, this is so cool. There's a bed there. Oh my gosh! Wow.
I made a bunch of loading screens for this, and all of them are randomized and have some, or it's randomized which one it chooses, and they all have some loading screen joke. So you should go back to the main menu now, so we can choose the next level we want to go to. Okay. I'll give you some options. You can take a look at which one you want to go to. Hit main menu, yeah.
Main menu, and then select level. Okay, so let's hear it.
Okay, so I'm thinking, let's see, probably Blackout.
Okay.
Or Dollhouse. Which one do you think sounds more interesting?
Let's see. So first of all, hovering over this, it does light those up. Yeah, so I was right about that. All right, so we're it's just quick reality check here. It's 5 o'clock, and I want to make sure that Ashley, who hasn't given me any grief so far, she's given me the thumbs up. I want to check with Digit the dragon. Digit has a family of young dragons to look after, and they have some sheep they want to eat, I think. So I want to make sure that Digit the dragon is okay with sticking around a little longer, because I really want to play one of these levels. But in the meantime, if we can get the audience, the chat here, to help me figure out which level I should do, because we can either play Blackout or the dollhouse? I want to hear.
Yeah.
I want to hear what we can do there. So let's just get some votes in the chat. Okay. Thank you, Digit. I really appreciate that. That's very good of you. So Lawful says Blackout. All right. Blackout does look really cool. Look at how this is mostly black, this little thumbnail here.
Mm-hmm.
And then, Raspberry Rain says Blackout. Raspberry Rain, by the way, that's, she's right over there. So, anyway, and let's see. This is a tough one. They're both so good. So, yeah, I know, right? I actually think I remember Blackout, and it's really cool. But I think I remember Dollhouse, and it's really cool. I mean, neither of them were called that back then.
Yeah.
But I remember sections of the game that these remind me of, and I loved them both. So it is a tough call. All right. Well, people want Blackout, and I want to get going, and I also want Blackout.
Let's do it.
So
let's do it.
Literally, when you put the game down, well, you got the game designer with you right, or the level designer with you right now. So let's check it out. All right, here we go. We're doing Blackout.
I actually forget the real names of the levels so often because we came up with them like right before shipping because they just had like placeholder names for the longest time.
So here I am once again in a bedroom with an alarm here.
Yeah, and so after the first level, this is how every level starts: is you start in this dream therapy. Oh, sorry, I'm getting a call.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll silence. No, it's not important. I'll silence it.
This room reminds me of the rooms sleep studies are done in. Well, that's kind of like what this is, right? It's like a dream therapy sleep study kind of a setup. So, kind of generically comfortable and nice, very unassuming, very inoffensive, and all the design choices and the decor choices. So, all right, well, let's go ahead and move on here. That's Suite B, and that's Suite F. I'm not sure if that's somehow significant, but let's see. So, by the way, I'm jumping ahead a bit here. Do you want to maybe? Are there some mechanics I would have learned that I have now just totally skipped?
Not really. It's this level's pretty unique in that it doesn't rely on too many previous mechanics. Okay. So, yeah.
Escoville says sweet tea is very refreshing. Yeah, we all know sweet tea is refreshing. That's very good. Thank you, Ben.
Sorry, my phone is new, so I'm trying to figure out how to actually like turn the sounds completely off.
Oh yeah. New technology, new problems, man.
Yeah, there we go.
Private.
So this boombox up here, you'll get a message from Dr. Glenn Pierce. He's the other voice that you hear from throughout the game, and he's the one running the dream therapy program for you.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce, and despite touring the Waterfall Serenity Zone in the previous section you've just completed, you may still be experiencing feelings of worthlessness and self-doubt. Why do I feel like everything is going wrong, even when the sun is shining?
Yeah.
Glenn isn't very helpful.
Boy, but he just like, it was like he was reading my thoughts there. That was, okay, yeah. All right, so let's get back in the game here.
And I should mention there are flashing lights in this level. So
thank you. Okay, good. All right, much appreciated. Okay, so we got some filing cabinets. We got Dream Soda. Heck yeah. A time clock here. And it looks like it's about coming on 1:30. Paper that I can't read. And all right, cool. How to start it. All right, Dream Soda. I'll get, let's see, I got a random one before. I'll go for a water soda. There we go. And then I'm guessing I can't get a second. So.
It's randomized to be 1 or 2, so sometimes you break it right after on.
Okay. All right, well, maybe I'll carry that with me. All right, so let's see. We got a water cooler here. We got a painting on the wall. Yeah, let's just grab my soda and get going. All right. Ooh, I see. Uh-huh. Okay.
There's a lot of fire extinguishers in this hallway, so
Okay.
it's gonna
Maybe
take
I
a
won't-
while if you try
maybe I
to
won't-
get all of them.
I'll do that on my own playthrough, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh. Oh, great. Huh. Well, I still have you, water soda, right? I'll never lose you, right? Oh wait, water soda. Okay. All right. Emergency generator this way. I gotta go to the emergency generator. It's important. This is a bad dream. I'm having a bad dream. It's just a bad dream. It's okay. I'm gonna actually just ditch my water soda. I don't think I need it. Road closed. Detour. Okay, let's go. Detour. Let's go. Here's that flashing lights there. Oh. Okay, it stopped. All right, good. Ah, it's these neat things, whatever they're called.
Freezer flaps.
Freezer flaps. That's freezer flaps. I hardly know her. Let's see. Okay, more freezer flaps. Nothing I can pick up. All right. I want to get to the emergency generator, but I can't. It's got all these stupid tanks in the way, so I gotta get over this somehow, and maybe use one as a ramp or something like that, and I can rotate it like that a little bit. That's kind of cool. So maybe I can like do. Wait, there we go. Okay, go like that. There we go. Okay, all right, and then now I can climb up here. So yeah, all right, let's go. Oh, neat looking. Oh, wait. Okay. It's a neat looking room though, jeez. All right. Okay, here we go. Murder, 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 murder beans.
For you.
That's creepy. So anyway, all right, let's keep going here. Okay, no problem. I'm just gonna go back here, I guess. The door's closed. That's what the sound I heard was. Okay, so now I gotta, let's see, gotta use the old noggin. Hasn't failed me yet.
So the idea behind this level was, so one of our design pillars for the whole game is surprise.
Okay, right.
And so the idea behind this level, oh, you're finding something there.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Nice.
Wait. That's so cool. That's so cool. That's just pure spatial level design. There's not even like a weird mechanic here. It's just, that's so neat.
There. It's just, yeah.
It's just there. Oh, look at this. Die. That's really neat. I'm very fond of that right there. Smooth.
Yeah. But the idea behind this level was, okay, what if we have a horror level for the game?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's certainly one way to surprise players, is not have a horror, the game's not a horror game,
right.
But then all of a sudden there's a level that's all scary.
Yeah.
And we initially came up with this level when we had an idea we were trying an anthology idea of like every level was its own unique story.
An
and that never
anthology of simulation technology. Nice.
Yeah. But that idea never panned out. But we liked this level, so we kept it in. And kept
Okay. Yeah. Nice. All right. Well, let's see. I'll read those later, but I'm sure that'll be fun. Lucid dreaming. Please head to the exit to wake up. Okay. Yeah. I better do that because I don't want to be murdered. So there's blood going this way. So obviously I want to go that way. All right. Now I feel like I'm gonna fall. Oh no, that's awesome. Ooh, how cool was that though? That was very cool. And there's stuff up there. Okay, wait a second. What even is that? All right. The red on the wall there is terrific. So, well,
Oh. Oh, so close. A funny thing about that diet soda gag is that so apparently the word superliminal is used in a Simpsons episode. So we get that all the we hear people. Yeah. So we hear that all the time, but also apparently the diet soda thing, that exact gag is in The Simpsons, but I didn't know that. So people think that we're just taking stuff from The Simpsons, which I mean,
that's what this basically
yeah,
is,
exactly.
right? When I
Yeah,
think of The
yeah.
Simpsons, this is what I think of. So,
when you asked who you're playing as Homer Simpson.
Homer Simpson, naturally. Okay, that was not the solution. I think all I got to do is just keep exploring there. Go this way instead.
There you go.
Let's see, but this goes back, and I don't want to go back. Oh, I didn't have to jump. I could have just walked.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I like the creaky sound. Oh, hey, look at that. Thank you, Light.
Nice. There you go.
All right, good. Okay, so now, am I going to fall down right there too? Hang on. No, I'm not. Everywhere there's a black, I'm going to think I'm going to fall down.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
All right.
Makes you paranoid. Oh, okay.
Hello, my name
here's
is
some more
Dr.
Glenn.
Glenn Pierce, and I'd like to talk more about the feelings of worthlessness and self-doubt I mentioned before.
Thank you. Yes, please.
You feel this way because you want the kind of happy life you see all around you. The kind you know everyone else is enjoying.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And that's exactly why we're here to help.
Thanks a bunch, Glenn.
All right. Well, that's great. Thank you. I'll wait for your next installment. Okay, the next tape. Let's see. Up we go. Let's go this way. It's like a sheet of plastic or something. Oh, that's creepy. Ha! I like that. That's really neat. I can't pick it up though.
No.
That's definitely creepy though. I like that a lot.
In regards to the picking up thing, so this didn't fully get implemented, but in levels we have various color schemes for each level, and sort of one of the things that we tried was the things that you can pick up are a certain color.
Right. Okay. Sure.
And so like the first level it's all yellow, in this one it's the red stuff, but it's not fully there, it's just sort of there. But yeah.
Okay, I see.
But also doesn't really help you since you're colorblind.
I mean, color deficient, but it helps a bit.
Sure.
But yeah, it certainly is an accessibility concern.
Yeah.
All right, so here,
Oh, what do we got here?
well, I can't grab that. There's definitely some stuff over here. Let's see. I'll just kind of face this way and probably end up falling. That's an arrow. Isn't that helpful? What if I go over here? Don't know where I'm going. Oh no, that wasn't it. This way? Over here?
Oh.
Hold on a second. Hey, wait. Was that? No, that's just this again. All right, so let's try it again. Here we go. First,
Yeah, try it again.
go this way.
You were almost there.
I believe it. And then, all right, so that's the arrow. So I probably want to go like this. That's what I think. That's what I'm guessing. Aha! I was right.
Ah, there you go.
Okay,
Yeah.
some stairs. Ooh, neat looking. The lights there.
So before we had the horror level idea, we had these like
Warning. You were advised
puzzles
to subject yourself
that
to
were,
explosive mental overload
like,
by descending
backlit
into
things
additional
and about
dreams,
lighting
but have now
and
descended
optical
into a
illusions with
dream
lighting.
within a dream instead,
So that kind of
disorienting
naturally
yourself even further.
formed together
You
of
are
like, let's
responsible for
put these
failing to
lighting
make this crucial
puzzles in the horror
distinction.
level. That makes sense,
Yeah, for sure.
or freezer flaps.
If I made this game, they'd be everywhere, every doorway. All right. So last time I was able to pull the boards off, but
This time.
I've become
Those
less
nails
powerful.
are strong this time.
That's right. Okay. Think, Doug. Think. There's got to be something you can do here. If I just like go into a black wall, I can go through it or something, right? Like maybe over here. Maybe there's like a.
Maybe take a look at that red exit sign again.
What, that one?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Oh, but it's giving off light. Okay, right. So I can use this to my advantage.
Oh, what's that?
Okay, a hallway. Bunch of boxes. My favorite.
The hallway.
This is the hallway. Yeah, that's right. All right, so I guess I want to get over there. So I'll use this as some kind of ramp. Maybe I'm doing it wrong.
I'll tell you. You can just jump up those boxes.
Oh, okay. Nice. I should carry this with me.
Yeah. Take that with you
There we go.
to
Okay.
light the way. So for the longest time, we had troubles with these light puzzles, like carrying this light around, because we thought it made perfect sense to have a flashlight that you could scale up and down.
Right.
But because of the way the projection works, it goes as far as it can. So you just have a flashlight up
Right
against
on
the
yeah.
wall where it's not useful at all. So this is double-sided, so at least that helps, and there's like bounce light and stuff.
That's neat. I like
But
that.
eventually we landed on the exit sign with a light emitting from it.
All right. Well, let's go on. Get another dream soda. I'll go for a diet. Like I saw that box
Dang,
really made me want to get a diet soda, and then we'll get a green soda. Man, every time. Well, forget you. All right. Emergency generator this way. Okay.
You would have gotten an achievement for putting that soda in the recycling bin, but you already got the achievement because of the save file I gave you.
File. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's funny. Okay, I can pull that off the wall. And
I will also mention there are a lot of secrets aside from just the fire extinguishers and fire alarms that you've encountered. So
I believe it for sure.
Yeah.
This is another brick wall. That's so cool. Okay, so I want to. Okay, hold on a second. I think maybe. Is that gonna help me at all? No, it doesn't really help. Well, I can just grab it though, can I? No, I can't. So.
You're on the right track though.
Okay. So if I make it bigger, that might be. There we go.
There you go. Nice.
So now I can go up there. This is great.
Yeah, so for that box puzzle, for the longest time, it was just like a like chest high maze.
Yeah.
And everybody
Did you know
just
that
jumped right
unintentional
over it, so that
multi-dream
box
layering
puzzle
occurs
took a
in
while
less
to
than
figure out, and
1%
then
of patients?
that one you just
This
did also took a
correlates
while to
strongly with
actually
the 99%
figure out how to
of patients
make
who are
it.
able
Yeah.
to follow simple instructions from the standard orientation protocol.
So, obviously, this knife shadow was excellent as you come in this way like that. really like that a lot.
Go on over to it.
Okay.
Or not the shadow, but the actual knife.
All right.
And then try clicking on the flashlight.
Oh yeah.
And then click on it again.
Awesome.
Spooky.
Love it. Love it. It's creepy and spooky and cool. It's altogether ooky. All right, so let's go on. Let's move on. Let's see.
Yeah.
Dumping under cameras, fines, prosecuted. Fines up to $2,500.
It's a big fine.
Better not dump. All right. So. Okay. Oh, idea. That's great. Here we go. Here we go. All right. There we go. I did it.
Nice.
Oh, wow. Look at this. Ooh, nice. Beautiful. That's so nice. The shades coming up. Oh, what a lovely, what a lovely thing. Small mini brainwaves. It's a big old kitchen in there. There's those beans I was promised. That's great. All right.
Yeah, scale it up and take a closer look at that label.
All right, sure. Fieth's beans. Congratulations, Logan.
The nutrition facts are really good too.
All right, let's see. Hold on. Serving size 5 wads. Number of servings based on
Calories 1,200.
Wow. Calories from fat only 1,175.
Yeah.
Total
Those are some
fat
serious beans.
201 grams. Oh, is this because I made it so big? Hang on.
Oh no! Although that would be
Again,
that'd be cool too.
That'd be really cool. Yeah. So is wait, is that 0 grams of protein? Jeez, I want my money back on these beads. All right. Well, anyway, that's wonderful. Is that readable text out? I'm not gonna try to sit there and read it.
Because of the cursive, it's probably hard to read, but I think
Yeah.
you could brute force your way through.
Brute force. I'll try it another time. We'll let the audience enjoy that one for themselves. I'll come back to that myself on my own playthrough. Let's see.
Yeah, and so now that you made it to the end reveal of the level, the further kind of elaborating on this level, it wasn't just, let's make a horror level, but okay, how would Superliminal make a horror level? And
Right.
the answer to that is nothing is actually bad. You're just basically, like, the idea behind it was you're scared of your own shadow, essentially. Once you get to the end, you find out that everything you were scared of wasn't actually anything to be scared of. And we cheat a little bit. There's some things that, like the pawn, for example, we didn't cheat on that, but that's an example of you thought it was a scary person. It's just a chess pawn for some reason is sitting there. But that was the impetus behind this level.
Is this like ketchup or something, or some kind of a jam?
Oh
or
no! Go ahead and go into the other room where the generator was.
Okay, wait a second. Right, am I missing something here? Let's see.
Take a look around here.
Okay, sure. It's this right here. Oh, right. It's actually just paint. It's actually just paint.
Yeah.
Someone was trying to paint the wall over here, and there's a whole bunch of these cans, and they didn't finish it, and that's great. Yeah. That's really cool. I like it a lot.
Very, very messy painter throughout the whole level.
Yeah, I'll say. All right, so let's see here. Cloud insert, balst, apply, corrugate, balsa. Okay, tables, medical layouts. I'm a pirate. This is great. Portal prototype. Z clipping? No. Order more red paint. I like that. There's some math here. This is neat. This is really cool.
Yeah, we got a bunch of those whiteboards all over the place. And then there's a whiteboard, another whiteboard up here further right next to the elevator.
Okay. Let's see. There's that knife.
Oh, yeah.
A knife. I don't know if it's the same knife. If I didn't click on the knife before, would it not be in here?
No, I
okay.
think it would still be there.
A bunch of avocados. Self-doubt, worthlessness. Need to sleep. Order longer freezer flaps. That's great.
So those freezer flaps, we had physics problems with them. They were very hard to get working.
You want to have
so
them
we couldn't get them all. They're too short, and before we shipped, we couldn't get them any longer, and so that was our fix for it. If anyone questions why they're short, which no one really does, then there's an answer for them right there.
I mean, I didn't question it. I did notice it. I did think, don't these usually go to the floor? But, the loading bar is backwards, and it's just kind of doing, and it goes crazy. This is awesome. Look at this. And you did this loading bar?
Yeah. All the loading bars have some stupid loading bar joke that I made.
Right. Well, that's the end of the level, and I think we're going to call that the end of the session.
Cool.
Gonna turn off all these. There. Okay. So, okay, let's see. We'll go ahead and just exit the game. And I guess I got to go to save and quit. There we go. All right. Logan, I think we're already really late, but let's wrap things up a little bit here. So, I guess first of all, it was great having you on the show. And as far as I'm concerned, you're welcome here practically anytime. Hopefully in the future, when we actually get people in the room, we can have you come on the couch with us and do some, play some games and stuff. I think we had a lot of fun with that. We could try to. You remember that one game you made that one time where you're supposed to look at the other scren, the person who? That might not play too well on a stream, but we'll see. Anyway, once again, if we can get maybe Digit can drop some of Logan's social links into the chat. There you go. Already done.
Sure.
Digit's right on top of that. That's really appreciate that about. That's what we like about Digit.
Thank you, Digit.
Yeah. So, well, I guess any last bits? Wisdom you want to say, or non-wisdom? Just anything else you want to mention before we close the show?
I only have plugs. To plug my stuff, not wisdom. But yeah, I mean, Superliminal is out on basically everything. Check it out. We're hoping to do the PS4 or PS5 and the new Xbox Enhanced Edition soon.
Nice.
Just check out those games.
All right. Thanks a lot, Logan. It's been great to have you on the show.
Yeah.
And so,
thanks for having me.
Yeah, you bet. So with that, once again, our episode has come to a close. Thank you all so much for joining us. And thanks once again to today's guest, Logan Fieth. This has been the DigiPen Show. I'm your host, Doug Zwick. Our executive producer is the Right Honorable Ashley Goodwin. Our chat moderator is the precocious Digit the Dragon. Our stream graphics were created by the invincible Julian Smart. Our audio setup was crafted by the cunning and wily Michael Bachman. Special thanks and shout-outs to Kelton, Ben, Ryan, Tabitha, Samir, Bryce, Angela, Mike, Darcy, Simon, and Steve. You know who you are. We'll be back again next week. I guess it's next week. I'll be playing some games on the couch. We don't know what yet. Here's what I want. I want the audience to tell me if they want me to keep playing Superliminal. I can do that. If there's some other DigiPen games they want me to play, maybe you want me to go further in the fourth wall, fourth side of fantasy. I can play Duck again. I can play again and again. I can play Duck 100 times. I will never get tired of that. But so just let us know what you want me to play. If you want to, we're getting some stuff from the audience here. ActRaiser 2. I will play ActRaiser 2. I am not joking. But it's not a DigiPen game, so we want to start with DigiPen games. Later on, later on, we're going to try to branch outside of DigiPen stuff. But for now, we'll stick to DigiPen things. But anyway, we'll be back again next week, and so please watch this space, and please follow us so that you're notified when we go live. And until we see you again, thank you for playing.